Monkey D. Dragon has been named the most wanted man on numerous occasions, in terms of bounty, not by appearance. That hairstyle is not it. But why exactly is Dragon so wanted by the world government? Well, the most obvious reason is that, yes, he's the leader of the Revolutionary Army. The Revolutionaries are a scary group of people whose primary goal is to overthrow the current world government. In recent years, their uprising has gained traction, with numerous kingdoms joining their cause. This is threatening to the world government for obvious reasons. The world government thrives off of its tyranny and the power the government and the Marines possess. They have immense power through their angry magma boy, blind dude, and whatever the fuck is up with this dude's head. They use this power to cater to the needs of celestial dragons, and usually are unopposed in whatever they try to do. I say usually because there is one other faction that quote-unquote opposes them. Pirates. I say this was quote because pirates don't actively oppose the world government, or the Marines for that matter. They try to achieve whatever they want, which often leads to, well, pew pew, punch-fighting Marines. Think about it, most pirates are just trying to find treasure, which is what leads them to being hunted by the Navy. They are breaking laws, yes, but they aren't actively pitting themselves against the world government as a whole. They just sort of fight the Navy a lot. This is seen directly during the Marie Joie arc, where Zoro almost attacks a celestial dragon. We see Johnny leap in and stop him in order to save all the pirates on the island. Even pirates were scared about opposing the world government for no reason. When we think about it, the world government hasn't had real opposition since the Ancient Kingdom, which is what makes the revolutionaries so scary. Think about it, if you're unopposed for 700 years and all of a sudden tons of kingdoms start to turn against you and ally themselves with a group of revolutionaries, you'd be starting to sweat, especially if their leader looked like this. Oh wait, shit, wrong person. This. I mean, to be fair, Ivankov is scarier than Dragon. The revolutionaries are the first group to directly oppose the world government, which makes them infinitely scarier to the government, especially since celestial dragons probably freak out. We all knew they were annoying as shit, but if the kingdom suddenly started allying themselves against the celestial dragons, we all know they'd bitch about it. Now that we've established why the revolutionaries are the most dangerous group in the world, I think it's time to take a look at what truly makes Dragon the most wanted character in the show. For one, we can assume his strength level is off the charts. To lead an army that's goal is to directly oppose the world government, you have to be strong. When Dragon stopped Smoker during Lockdown, we saw how the entire island was covered in some sort of green smoke. I think it's pretty safe to assume that that was Dragon's Devil Fruit, or at least one of his powers, because we've never seen green smoke again in One Piece. Further cementing his strength, the second in command of the army, Sabo, was able to keep up with an admiral. What? The second in command of the army, Sabo, was able to keep up with an Admiral Fujitora, and if I'm decent at math, I'm sure that 1 is greater than 2. Wait, no, fuck. Let me try that again. 1 must be stronger than 2, because 2 is not... You know what I mean. Dragon has to be stronger than Sabo, as not only did he train Sabo, but Sabo isn't number 1, meaning that Dragon has to be at least stronger than the Admiral, right? However, being strong alone wouldn't make Dragon the most wanted man. In fact, I think there are 2 more things that make him the most wanted man. For one, let's look at his past. His past is as clear as the Void Sentry or Shanks' arm. It's not. We know next to nothing about his motivation for starting the revolutionaries, and the only thing we know is from the most recent chapter 1067. From Dragon's conversation with Vegapunk, we can infer that he hated war, but something drastic happened for him to want to fight against the world government in a war. To go from hating war to actively waging one is a drastic change that can only be brought on by something extremely traumatic happening. While we can assume that's from the genocide on O'Hara, it has to be something personal. Now, hear me out. While there are a lot of theories for why mothers are absent in One Piece, what if it was because the world government killed Luffy's mom? Think about it, Garp took the time to talk about Luffy's dad, but his mom was never even close to mention. Garp also didn't seem to be disappointed at all in Dragon. If anything, he seemed kind of proud and understanding, while picking his nose. You know, this man makes it hard to talk about him. If Luffy's mother was dangerous to the world government, leading them to kill her, it makes sense to go for Dragon next, considering he probably worked with Luffy's mom. Unless Crocodile's Luffy's mother, and this was just a waste of a minute. The next reason why Dragon is such a big threat to the world government is honestly pretty wholesome. The revolutionaries have brought islands together time and time again. We've seen how for years they managed to expand their goal and bring kingdoms to also rebel against the world government. Sound familiar? It's the same way Luffy's power is to bring people together. Like father, like son. The ability to bring people together is truly the most powerful power, as both Dragon and Luffy are changing the world through this power. It's this very power that makes Dragon and Luffy so dangerous to the government. They are able to band together random people in order to overthrow people much stronger than them. And in Dragon's case, his ability to band together kingdoms through the revolutionary army is what makes him such a big threat to the world government. The more kingdoms that band together, the bigger the threat. Speaking of kingdoms banding together, has anyone realized that this is a repeat of the past where a bunch of kingdoms allied themselves to overthrow a larger kingdom? And what do we know about the past? It's bound to repeat itself. Overall, though, that's why Dragon is such a big threat. What makes him truly the most wanted man. Thank you.